time.
Guys, you need to get a good high-impact scout rifle. I'm telling you, it will change your life and everything that you do in sixes. Now, here's the thing that I really point to sixes more than anything, because there's a lot of people that play nothing but Clash, Control, and Rift, and I found that to be a pretty fun playlist. But a lot of the situations that I see is people running there with Clever Dragons, and I gotta say, Clever Dragons is hell to go up against. People with their God Roll IS Lunars or Pilot Drones, man, that's hell to go against. And I feel like there's so many times in certain situations that like a good high impact scout can change the whole layout of the map, especially if you got people sitting in the back that are trying to snipe, or if they're trying to team shot really effectively. This scout, a good high impact scout like Jade, Kakaitis, there's other scouts that are high impact scouts, can really tear an entire team apart. So a perfect example of when this scout can really thrive in is this right here, man. As you see, I'm trying to use a hard light. I was actually trying to get some hard light gameplay this morning, man. I'm going to continue to get some hard light gameplay. And I'm on this map, which is kind of more of a spread map, but teams still... It all really comes down to the people you're playing against. If they want to sit back and play passively, especially if it's a team of 6 that are wanting to play together a lot, then they're going to just sit back. Whatever map it may be, they're going to sit back and they're going to sit on top of each other. They're going to sit there and play passively and just play the pick game the entire damn game because they want to win so badly. In this situation right here, I could not use hard light. I mean, absolutely not. It was just not going to work for me. I was getting team shot to hell and back. So lo and behold, Kakaitis comes in and starts drilling that ass, man. And that's why you need a good high impact scout rifle, because this will do the job for you, man. That's exactly what it was designed for. So guys, I really want to point out these weapons, man. I am not against just the meta. I mean, you've seen me before. Whenever I do trial carries with people and we're doing Sherpa runs, man, we're taking people flawless, we're going to use the meta. I am going to use a Clever Dragon and a Party Crasher, a Clever Dragon and a Matador, because they're so damn good. But not just the fact that they're good, they're also very versatile. In many situations, a Clever Dragon can span both the mid-range, the long-range, even the short-range game and do extremely well. Shotguns in general, if you've got good mobility, you can really chew through an entire team with that shotgun. The thing is, though, as a YouTuber, as a streamer, I feel like I have some sort of responsibility to point out other ways to play this game, because there's a lot of situations that I saw arising whenever Clever Dragon hit that people were really putting the blame on YouTubers, saying YouTubers have created the meta. I don't really think we've created the meta, but I definitely think we make videos about certain things that are very powerful. I myself have made builds about Stormcallers and how to really go with that build and buff that build as much as you possibly can to get 3, 4, 5 supers per game. I mean, I've been guilty of that. And so now you see me, I'm not necessarily playing Stormcaller. I've been guilty of definitely going through shotgun play before. I like shotgun play. Despite what you say, shotgun play on a sweat level is completely different than regular sixes. It actually takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of mobility. It takes quick reactions. And so I'm not necessarily against shotgun play, and I'm not necessarily against Clever Dragon play or anything like that, or even any of the subclasses. What I am against, though, is just constantly promoting things that don't necessarily make you enjoy the game. I enjoy using high impact scout rifles, not for the sake of it being a high impact scout rifles, but because it's different, because it's a surprise, because it catches people off guard. I enjoy using a Wormwood because it's different and it takes people by surprise. Now, are those weapons always the best? No, I tried loading out that same loadout last week when we were trying to do the bungee bounty against Dad on them. And let me tell you, Wormwood scout rifle on Firebase Delphi is not the weapon to be using. That is not the setup. But that's just, sometimes you want to go in there and actually not play with the meta and you want to enjoy yourself a little bit. But at the same time, don't put on loadouts that would bite you back. You know what I mean? Put on something that's going to be advantageous. When we wound up doing it again with the Cheriona, man, we had all our meta weapons on, man. I had Blind Perdition on, and I had a Party Crasher on. I mean, I was ready to rock and roll. We were on Drifter. It's a shotgun-oriented map. We got to do what we got to do. You know, with that being said, though, like I said, I don't necessarily promote meta, and I don't not promote it. You know, I promote using weapons that are advantageous to you on certain maps and certain situations, and that's why I've been making videos about these sidearms and these high-impact scout rifles, because they are really good. They're really, really good, but only in the right situations. And it takes you having to load it out in the wrong situations to realize what's actually going to work for this weapon and setup and what's not going to work for it. So feel free to experiment. Feel free to pick things up that you don't normally pick up. And I can tell you, you'll enjoy Destiny a lot more despite the lack in dry content, because yeah, we do get dry content every now and then, but Crucible to me is ever evolving. That's something that I never really, that's why I never run out of stuff to talk about. It's not me putting on anything, it's the fact that I love the Crucible because it's always evolving, it's always changing, and the reason why it's doing those things is because you're changing it up. You're trying new things, you're trying new subclasses, you're trying new weapons, and that's what's so entertaining about Destiny to me over many other first-person shooter games. Well, guys, that's just my thoughts on it, man. We're gonna hopefully have a weapon balance in the future to come, whether it's this week. I think it's gonna maybe be at the end of the month, or kind of like for February-ish to kick it off. I think it is definitely going to be coming, though, fairly soon. And so be expecting a new meta. But with that new meta coming to us, I want to really urge you to experiment even now, even despite you knowing what the meta is now. I want to urge you to experiment with whatever you want to experiment with. And you'll be surprised what you can stumble on, and you'll be surprised how much you can actually enjoy Crucible that way. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming and watching. And as always, slap that like button like your mama told you right.